Did you know that St. Luke's University Health Network, based in the Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania, has been recognized by the U.S. government as the highest performing health system in the United States for quality? You heard right. St. Luke's #1 recognition affirms our status as the top leader among the most respected healthcare providers in the nation, including Houston Methodist and the Mayo Clinic. To state it simply, if you want to receive the best care when you go to a hospital, come to St. Luke's.
Taxi! Okay, we're looking around. This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Marjorie Taylor Greene was on, I guess he has some kind of new show, Alex Jones, following the election results that rolled in for Thomas Massie. So let's put the three of that together. MTG, Alex Jones, and Thomas Massie. And this is what was said by MTG.
We just watched Thomas Massie's election. I'll say it rigged and stolen. I have no problem saying that. I don't care who attacks me over that. I know what I saw happen, and I think the country knows what they saw happen. And nobody can deny it. And that's what everyone is talking about ever since it happened on Tuesday, is that this is all too extraordinary to be believable. And Ed Gallerin, which is basically a warm body pumped up by money from Israel, with a Donald Trump rubber stamp on his forehead, somehow won an election with a historic turnout. No, I'm not buying it, and I don't think anyone else is either.
Okay. Marjorie Taylor Greene with Alex Jones. On this day in 1968, Gary Puckett and the Union Gap were at #1 across the pond on the UK charts with A Young Girl. You kept the secret of your youth. You, young lady, let me think that you were old enough to give me love. My love for you is out of line. You're much too young. James Golden Snerdley, problems men have, eh? Let me just go back to this story from The View for a moment, folks. Indulge me, please. This is just, to me, almost unbelievable. After all these years of The View being on, all of a sudden, Disney claims that The View somehow qualifies as a bona fide news program, like a Meet the Press or a Face the Nation. The chairman of the FCC, Brendan Carr, said in a social media post today that the FCC is going to look for public comment on the Disney petition. And so you can weigh in if you choose to. All of you can weigh in and ask, what is The View? And answer, is The View a bona fide news interview program? They would like your comments from the public. And Brendan Carr further says, under FCC case law, TV shows do not qualify as bona fide news if their decisions are based on partisan purposes, such as an intention to advance or harm an individual's candidacy. As the public notice observes, Congress originally passed the Equal Opportunity Law to prevent media gatekeepers from deciding the outcome of election. The law doesn't prohibit anyone from having any candidate appear on the show. Rather, Congress intended to empower voters with more information to encourage more speech. So there you have it. You can weigh in whether The View is or is not a bona fide news program. Now, maybe you have heard this report. of this woman, Maureen Galindo, who's running in Texas. And she has been accused of saying some things that are just outrageous. But she's not the only one. You got the guy, Graham Planter. He's coming under a lot of scrutiny for remarks he made, especially remarks wishing that a veteran who served this country, got a Purple Heart, shot 4 times by the Taliban. Planter said this guy had deserved to die. And that guy's speaking up with. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to listen first to a news report about the candidates that are running into some of the troubles. That's cut 19. And then play cut 20 right afterwards. Well, I'll take it afterwards. From Maureen Galindo, this woman down in Texas, because she is upset with the way her story is being reported. Here's the way Fox covered these Democrat, and not all Democrat, because there's one Republican in there, Democrat candidates, and the problems that they're having.
Graham Plattner in Maine, Abdul El-Sayed in Michigan, Republican Senate candidate Dan Bilzerian in Florida, and Texas Democrat congressional candidate Maureen Galindo, all taking heat for the anti-Semitism they've been spewing. The Democrat Galindo, who I just mentioned, threatened to jail, quote, American Zionists in ICE detention centers. Here's House Speaker Mike Johnson on it.
They are electing and sending people through these primary processes to run for Congress who are openly about Marxists and anti-Semites and have crazy positions on all these really important issues facing the country.
Congressional correspondent Bill Malugin on Capitol Hill. Bill.
Harris, good morning to you. We've all seen it at this point. Anti-Semitism has been creeping into politics big time. There has been blatant, open, outright hatred directed towards Israel. That's from elected officials and candidates for office alike. And we just saw one of the most egregious examples of that this last week. There's a Democrat in Texas named Maureen Galindo. She's running for Congress in Texas's 35th district. Well, she posted on Instagram that if she gets elected, she will imprison American Zionists in an ICE detention center. Then she doubled down on that in another video. Take a listen.
If you are a Zionist, meaning that you believe that you are just entitled to land, or someone's just entitled to land based off of religious beliefs, and that you'll kill all of the Semites for it, then yeah, I think that you're a danger to humanity and belong in prison.
Congressional Democrats were quick to condemn her over those comments.
The idea that we have a candidate on the ballot, a Democrat on the ballot, talking about internment camp for Jews in America, I mean, I can't believe we got here.
Then there's Democrat Chris Rabb, who won his runoff election for Congress in Pennsylvania this week. He had previously said the Bondi Beach massacre of Jews celebrating Hanukkah in Australia was a false flag orchestrated by Zionists. Then there's Maine Democratic Senate candidate Graham Plattner. He's been all over the news recently. He sparked controversy over a past literal Nazi tattoo, also his prior admiring of Hamas ambush tactics against Israeli soldiers. Then on the Republican side of the aisle, Kentucky Congressman Thomas Massie made this comment after he lost his primary election on Tuesday night.
To call my opponent and concede, and it took a while to find Ed Galrein in Tel Aviv.
Gentlemen, so that was what we have from that report. The Democrats, obviously, Democrats are just really beside themselves. Some of them, I don't know, we've seen this problem growing for ages and ages and ages. So is anybody truly surprised? We've seen it. Now, cut 20 is this woman from Texas, Maureen Galindo, and this is what she posted after people have been commenting on her words.
I'm sorry to all journalists if I missed your email or social media message. It got lost in a wave of hundreds of death threats and the most vile things. I'm in Texas. I know MAGA. This is worse than MAGA. That's because MAGA and Zionism is religious overtaking your government. Okay, but this is the message I'm just sending out in bulk. I never said I want Jews in internment camps. Literally never said it. I said I want to close all detention centers, all ICE detention centers, and put billionaire American Zionists who are funding the genocidal prison systems involved in trafficking into prison. If they committed a crime, do they not belong in prison? The internment camps comment was made up by a journalist here who literally wants me dead. Who literally, I believe, wants me dead. The DCCC coordinated all this because they want their billionaire Zionist-backed cop candidate. The PR guy for the deadliest jail in all of Texas. And I'm getting comments, I'm getting messages from people who've been there too. And I'm against all internment camps and would like to see them all shut down ASAP, starting with the many in South Texas. And also this PAC that's spending a whole bunch of money on my campaign, I literally know nothing about it. I know nothing about it. I just keep continuing my grassroots efforts as I've been doing, maintaining my autonomy, my independence. This is why they're going after me so hard, because I'm not owned by anybody. And then also for people who are all the people who are supporting and asking where to donate, Act Blue shut down my donation tab for a journalist making up this on me, and so I'm making a new.
Yeah, so as everybody's fault, not hers, and there she is. Now, I'm looking at the clock, and if we get into this Graham Plantner thing, it'll take us, so maybe we'll just hold on to that for tomorrow. I want to leave you with, I'm looking at the clock again, because I'm trying to determine if we have enough time for... Okay, we may have. You have been hearing for years about how bad Portland, Oregon is. I want you to listen, Carlos, this is cut 25, to a business owner in Portland tell you the situation there, and this mirrors other blue cities everywhere. Let's get to it quickly so we have time to listen to it. A Portland business owner, Portland, Oregon. This is what life is like owning a business in Portland, Oregon, blue city of blue cities.
And I have to be honest, I have never felt so unsafe in this city. A few months ago at our bar, there's a group of people that will descend. We have to shut down all the time. 45 people. 2 women in the group started breaking glass in our bar, stabbing each other. Our bartender called us. We pulled up the security cameras live. She was screaming. Blood splattered on the security cameras. The police came. No name was taken. No report. No accountability. And it's not an isolated incident. We've had people that have been 86. They come back with guns in hand, standing a foot off of our sidewalk for hours every single weekend. Every single weekend. Our staff is terrified. We've endured break-ins, vandalism. We've been held up by gunpoint. And it feels like no one is coming. What is going to happen? How is this acceptable? We need more trained police officers. We need them, like a ton. We are small business owners. We are the heartbeat of Portland, and we are hanging on by a thread. And within weeks, all I see is the coffee shop leaving. Everybody's leaving. I'm like, where are you going? We're leaving Portland. We're out of here. This is seriously life or death. For our employees, for our customers, for my family. If my husband or one of our bartenders ends up killed, or a customer, who is going to be accountable for this? For the first time, we are seriously talking about leaving Portland, selling the building we own, a legacy we have hoped to pass to our children. But at this point, I don't even know if we can sell it. I mean, nobody can sell commercial property right now. It's ridiculous. This is not politics. This is an emergency. We are out of time. We needed help yesterday. We need help or we are going to die.
We simply don't have enough police. In the private sector, we are spending tons on private security. And if it went away, it's the equivalent to losing almost 200 officers. There is not a thriving region in this country with a dead or dying downtown.
The losses are mounting and have been ignored for way too long. We are now at a tipping point. People can go anywhere to find a chain restaurant or retail. Locally owned businesses used to be the main attraction for Portland, but these days they are a rarity. The climate to run a business in Portland has become increasingly difficult, especially during the past 5 years.
The amount of illegal and unsafe behavior we have to deal with on a daily basis at our Portland locations is unacceptable. I simply don't understand how the city has become numb to this idea of Portland really isn't that bad. As a local business owner with my time, I'm going to give a few examples of what apparently is really not that bad. Most recently, once the Oasis Day Camp has opened on Northwest Broadway, the already rampant crime from the nearby...
Get out of this one right now, because you heard what I wanted you to hear. It is a nightmare. And we've all known this. Portland is a nightmare. It's a wreck. Look at what's happening in L.A. Look what's happening in New York in some places. Look what's happening in almost every single blue city across the United States where Democrats run. This is insanity. It is total insanity. Rolling Stones. At number 1 on this day in 1971, the album Sticky Fingers. Of course, Brown Sugar, the big hit off that album. James Golden Snerdley, don't go away. Coming right back.